Imagine you're about to launch your dream business. Maybe it's a food truck, a gaming app, or an online store selling vintage clothing. You've got a great idea and you're excited to get started. But here's the thing. Success in business isn't just about having a good idea. It's about understanding the battlefield you're entering. Today, we're going to explore strategic analysis, the process that helps businesses understand their competitive environment and make smart decisions. Think of it as your business GPS system. Just like you wouldn't drive to an unfamiliar destination without directions, you shouldn't launch or run a business without understanding what's happening around you. By the end of today, you'll know how to analyze any business environment like a pro. Strategic analysis is like being a detective for your business. It's the systematic process of studying everything that could impact your company's success, from your own strengths and weaknesses to what's happening in the world around you. Picture your business sitting in the center of three circles. The innermost circle is your internal environment. That's your company itself, your employees, your money, your skills, and your resources. The middle circle is your micro environment. This includes your direct competitors, customers, and suppliers. The outer circle is your macro environment, the big picture stuff like the economy, technology trends, and government policies. Here's why this matters to you. Let's say you want to start a rideshare business in your town. You need to know if you have the resources to compete with Uber and Lyft, whether there are enough potential customers, and if local laws even allow ride sharing. Strategic analysis gives you this roadmap before you invest your time and money. Let's start with the most famous strategic analysis tool, SWOT. It stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Think of it as your business reality check. Imagine you're thinking about starting a tutoring service for your fellow students. Your SWOT might look like this. Your strengths could be that you're great at math and science and you understand how students think. Your weaknesses might be that you've never run a business before and you don't have much money to invest. For opportunities, maybe you've noticed that many students are struggling with online learning or standardized test scores are dropping in your area. Threats could include established tutoring companies like Kumon or the fact that your time is limited because you're still in school yourself. The beauty of SWOT is its simplicity. In just 4 categories, you get a quick snapshot of your situation. But here's the catch. It's only as good as your honesty. If you're not realistic about your weaknesses or you're blind to potential threats, your analysis won't help you succeed. Now let's zoom out to the big picture with pestle analysis. This tool helps you understand the macro environment, all those external factors that you can't control but definitely need to prepare for. PESTLE stands for political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, environmental, and legal factors. Let me tell you a story that shows why this matters. Remember when TikTok exploded in popularity? Smart businesses quickly realized this wasn't just about a new app. It represented massive shifts across multiple pestle categories. Technologically, smartphones had become powerful enough for easy video creation. Socioculturally, Gen Z wanted authentic, short-form content. Economically, influencer marketing became a billion-dollar industry. Politically, there were concerns about data privacy and foreign ownership. Companies that recognized these pestle factors early, like small businesses that started using TikTok for marketing, gained huge advantages. Those that ignored these trends got left behind. This shows how external factors you can't control can still make or break your business if you're not paying attention. Now let's talk about your immediate competitive environment with Porter's 5 forces. Imagine your industry as a battlefield, and these 5 forces determine how intense the fighting will be. Let's use the example of starting a local coffee shop to make this real. In the center is industry rivalry. That's your direct competition with other coffee shops. How many Starbucks, local cafes, and coffee trucks are you competing against? Then you have four forces pressing in on you. First, the threat of new entrants. How easy is it for someone else to start a competing coffee shop? If all you need is basic equipment and a small space, that threat is high. Second, buyer power. Can your customers easily switch to competitors? If there are 5 coffee shops on the same block, your customers have lots of power. Third, supplier power. If there's only one local coffee roaster and they know it, they can charge you premium prices. Finally, threat of substitutes. Energy drinks, tea shops, or even home coffee makers could steal your customers. The stronger these forces, the harder it is to make money in your industry. Understanding them helps you find ways to protect yourself and stand out from the crowd. Once you understand your competitive environment, you need a battle plan. Michael Porter identified 3 generic strategies that any business can use to compete successfully. Let's imagine 3 different approaches to starting that coffee shop we discussed. If you choose cost leadership, you're the Walmart of coffee. You focus on offering the cheapest coffee in town. Maybe you use a simple space, basic equipment, and negotiate hard with suppliers. Your success comes from being the low-cost option. If you choose differentiation, you're the Apple of coffee. You create something special that customers are willing to pay more for. Maybe you offer unique specialty drinks, create an Instagram-worthy atmosphere, or source rare beans from specific farms. You succeed by being different and better. The focus strategy means targeting a specific group of customers. Maybe you focus only on health-conscious customers with organic, low-calorie options, or you target gamers with a coffee shop that has high-end gaming stations. Here's the key insight. You can't be everything to everyone. Trying to be the cheapest and most premium usually means you end up stuck in the middle, satisfying no one. Pick your strategy and commit to it. Now let's look inside your business to find your secret weapons using VRIO analysis, also known as VRIO analysis. VRIO helps you identify which of your resources and capabilities can actually give you a competitive advantage. VRIO asks 4 questions about each of your business assets. Is it valuable? Is it rare? Is it hard to imitate? Are you organized to capture its value? Let's use a real example. Think about Starbucks brand name. Is it valuable? Absolutely. People will pay more for Starbucks coffee than a generic one. Is it rare? Yes, there's only one Starbucks brand. Is it hard to imitate? Definitely. You can't just copy their logo and expect the same customer loyalty. Is Starbucks organized to capture this value? Yes. They have stores worldwide and marketing systems to leverage their brand. This is why Starbucks can charge $5 for a coffee that costs them maybe 50 cents to make. Their brand passes all 4 VRIO tests, giving them a sustainable competitive advantage. For your future business, this means you need to develop resources and capabilities that pass the VRIO test. Maybe it's your unique expertise, your special relationships with suppliers, or your innovative approach to customer service. The key is identifying and building these advantages before your competitors do. Let's see how all these concepts work together in the real world by examining Tesla's journey. When Elon Musk started Tesla in 2003, he used strategic analysis to identify an incredible opportunity. His pestle analysis revealed perfect timing. Environmentally, people were becoming more concerned about climate change. Technologically, battery technology was finally improving. Economically, gas prices were rising. Politically, governments were starting to offer incentives for electric vehicles. But his SWOT analysis also revealed major challenges. Tesla had strengths in innovation and vision, but weaknesses in manufacturing experience and capital. The opportunities were huge. The entire auto market could potentially go electric, but threats included established automakers with decades of experience and deep pockets. Using Porter's 5 forces, Musk saw that the traditional auto industry had high barriers to entry. but the electric car vehicle space was wide open. He chose a differentiation strategy, making Tesla the premium, high-tech option rather than competing on price. Tesla's Vrio analysis focused on their battery technology, software capabilities, and brand appeal to tech-savvy consumers. These resources were valuable, rare, hard to imitate, and Tesla organized their entire company around them. The result? Tesla went from startup to one of the world's most valuable car companies by using strategic analysis to find their path to success. Here's something that might surprise you. Not every company in your industry is actually your direct competitor. This is where strategic groups come in. Think about the retail industry. Walmart and Tiffany & Co. are both retailers. But do they really compete against each other? No, not really. They serve completely different customers with different strategies. Strategic groups are clusters of companies that follow similar strategies within the same industry. Walmart competes in the low-cost, high-volume strategic group with companies like Target and Costco. Tiffany competes in the luxury high-end group with companies like Cartier and Harry Winston. This matters because the most intense competition happens within your strategic group, not across the entire industry. If Walmart lowers prices on electronics, Target and Best Buy need to respond, but Tiffany probably doesn't care. For your future businesses, identifying your strategic group helps you focus on the right competitors. If you're starting a premium coffee shop, you should worry more about other premium cafes than about McDonald's coffee. Understanding your strategic group helps you allocate your competitive energy where it matters most. Strategic analysis isn't just about understanding your environment. It's about figuring out how to create value better than anyone else. This is where the value chain concept becomes crucial. Think of your business as a series of activities that add value at each step. Let's trace this through Amazon's value chain. They start with procurement, negotiating great deals with suppliers. Then comes inbound logistics, getting products to their warehouses efficiently. Operations involves managing inventory and processing orders. Outbound logistics is their incredible delivery system. Marketing and sales happen through their website and recommendations. Finally, service includes customer support and returns. Supporting all of this are activities like technology, their website and algorithms, human resources, hiring and training, and firm infrastructure like management and planning. Here's what makes Amazon special. They've optimized every single step of the chain. Their procurement gets better prices. Their technology creates personalization experiences. Their logistics deliver faster than anyone else. This integrated approach to value creation is why they dominate so many markets. For your business, the value chain helps you identify where you can add unique value. Maybe you can't beat Amazon on logistics, but you could beat them on personalized service or local expertise. All this analysis leads to one crucial decision: your strategic positioning. This is how you choose to compete and where you decide to position yourself in the market. Let's look at the smartphone industry to see how this works. Apple positioned itself as the premium, design-focused option. Samsung positioned itself as the high-tech innovator with cutting-edge features. Google positioned itself as the AI and software leader. Each company found a unique space in the market where they could be the best. Your strategic position needs to be three things: valuable to customers, different from competitors, and defensible over time. You can't just copy what someone else is doing. You need to find your own unique space. Think about the Dollar Shave Club. They could not compete with Gillette on research and development or retail presence. Instead, they position themselves as the convenient, affordable, no-nonsense alternative delivered to your door. They found an unoccupied position in the market and built their entire business around defending it. Your strategic positioning becomes your North Star. It guides every decision, from product development to marketing to hiring. When you know exactly where you fit in the market, every choice becomes clearer. Let's bring all these pieces together into a coherent strategic analysis process. Think of this as your step-by-step guide to understanding any business situation. First, you start with SWOT to get the big picture. What are your internal strengths and weaknesses? And what external opportunities and threats do you face? This gives you the lay of the land. Next, you dive deeper with PESTLE to understand the macro environment. What political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors could impact your business? This helps you spot trends and prepare for changes. Then you analyze your industry with Porter's 5 forces. How intense is the competition? What threats do you face from new entrants, substitutes, and powerful suppliers or buyers? You examine your internal capabilities with RIO. Which of your resources and capabilities can actually give you a competitive advantage? You identify your strategic groups to understand your true competitors, and you map out your value chain to see where you can add unique value. Finally, all this analysis informs your strategic positioning, your unique approach to competing in the market. This isn't a one-time process. The best companies constantly monitor their environment and adjust their strategies as conditions change. Strategic analysis is an ongoing conversation between your business and the world around it. You might be thinking, this all sounds interesting, but how does it apply to me as a high school student? The truth is, you're already doing strategic analysis. You just might not realize it. When you choose your classes this year, you did a form of SWOT analysis. You considered your strengths, what subjects you're good at, your weaknesses, what you find challenging, opportunities, what could help your college applications, and threats, what might hurt your GPA. When you're thinking about college, you're doing PESTLE analysis. You're considering economic factors like tuition costs, social factors like campus culture, and technological factors like online learning options. You're even thinking about competitive advantage. What makes you unique compared to other college applicants? What combination of grades, activities, and experiences gives you an edge? The same thinking applies whether you're choosing a college major, planning a career, or starting a business. The frameworks we've discussed help you make better decisions by forcing you to think systematically about your situation. Start practicing this strategic thinking now. Before making any important decision, ask yourself, what are my strengths and weaknesses? What opportunities exist? What threats should I prepare for? What makes me unique? This kind of thinking will serve you well throughout your life. Let's recap what we've learned today. You now have a complete toolkit for strategic analysis. SWOT analysis helps you quickly assess any situation by looking at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's your starting point for understanding where you stand. PESTLE analysis helps you understand the big picture by examining political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors that could impact your business. Porter's 5 forces shows you how competitive your industry is by analyzing rivalry, new entrants, substitutes, supplier power, and buyer power. RIO analysis helps you identify your competitive advantages by testing if your resources are valuable, rare, hard to imitate, and if you're organized to use them. Generic strategies give you 3 ways to compete: cost leadership, differentiation, or focus. Strategic groups helps you identify your real competitors, and the value chain shows you where to create unique value. Finally, strategic positioning ties it all together by defining your unique place in the market. Here's a challenge for you. Pick a business you're interested in. Maybe it's a company you'd like to work for, or a business idea that you've been thinking about. Apply these tools to analyze their situation. What would you do differently? What opportunities do you see that they might be missing? Strategic thinking is a skill that gets better with practice. The more you use these frameworks, the more natural they become. Whether you end up starting your own business, joining a company, or even just making personal decisions, this strategic mindset will help you see opportunities others miss and make smarter choices. Remember, success in business isn't just about having good ideas. It's about understanding your environment, playing to your strengths, and positioning yourself where you can win. Now you have the tools to do exactly that.